functions. Do you remember? So all the functions like handle click, handle add, handle subtract. So whatever we are writing in JavaScript, those are our what? Those are all nothing but functions, right? So we'll create a few functions and we'll see types of functions. Just let me add one basic uh, template. We'll create a basic template. Then we'll create some paragraph element. Then we'll bind some data here. You know these all concepts, no? Like what is this binding? Bhargav, what is this one? Binding? Is Bhargav here?
No, I think so.
Didn't join? Okay. So Jitendra, you remember what is binding?
Yeah, no.
So we are binding the JavaScript, right? JavaScript properties here.
Yes.
Hmm. So let's create a button. In that button, we'll create attribute label equals to hmm, yeah. Then we'll use the event on click event. On click again, we'll bind a method. Hmm. We'll click. Okay, and we'll click. So this is about JavaScript. These three things. Sorry, this is about HTML. These three things, lightning button, which is the button we are generally using since long time, and this is like just to display something on the screen. Okay, and this lightning card to make it UI little, like a little easier to see. Okay, lightning card. Now these all things. Okay, now let's go for the JavaScript. In this JavaScript, let's create a property now. Message equals to. So this is already known concept, but it's like we'll see the types now. We'll see the types. We'll see the differences. What are the ways? So this is again we are starting from the basic of writing a method. Okay. So no method I have written. Just one property I have declared. Here, if you click also, nothing will happen because there is a no method or function. Let's say function here to handle this one. Okay, to handle this one, there is no uh, function or method written in the JavaScript. Let me launch my trial here. Hmm. I don't see, my trial head is not working, so I'm not opening the trial head. I'm showing that in the developer edition. So I don't know whether I have an app or no. Yeah, I have an app. Mhm.
Function example. Second one.
Yeah, got
Hmm.
it. Yeah. So nothing will be changing. Okay. Nothing will be changed because there is no method or function to handle something which is happening on the JavaScript. So that logic we haven't built. Okay. Now let's build that logic. Okay. Let's build that logic. Okay, button. So what's happening here? Whenever someone clicks that, okay, someone clicks on this button, this function will be called and it performs certain action. What action it is performing? It is changing the content of the message. Okay,
Message.
it's changing the content of the message. This concept is nothing new for you. This concept you know very well. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So this is what a function do. It performs certain action in the backend. Okay. I mean, not in the backend completely, we say. So it performs certain actions whenever certain events happen in the whenever certain events happen in the HTML.
UI.
I mean, in the UI.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how we write the functions. Okay. This is how we write the function in the JavaScript for the LWC. But generally, let me show you. Leave this one. See,
No, we can't hear you.
sorry. This all it's okay. This all I mean leave it actually for now. But this one is okay, na? This one.
Yes, Anna.
So this script part only you see. This script part. Okay, this script part. Whatever we are talking, you have to and you should see this one only. So how they have written function with some
Function key.
keyword. They use the keyword function, then a name, then a parenthesis. Okay. Let me leave this one. Now, so when this function is getting called, so here you can see here. Okay, let result equals to my function. They are assigning the value. I'll show you this one. But just understand, we can write a function. Or we will be writing the function in this way. We're writing the function in this way. With starting with a function keyword, then a name actually. But what happens now? This is what is our LWC now. Our LWC, if you go for our LWC, this is a class, okay? In class, this is a class. This complete thing, whatever we are writing, okay? This complete thing is inside the class. That's why before message, we won't write let here. Okay? Before message, we don't write let here. And before function, we won't write function here. That thing you remember. Because whatever we are writing is inside a class. We'll come to the class concept. Maybe more 2 days we need for that to come. But try to understand. Whatever the function which we are writing here is little different from the function which we generally write inside the real JavaScript. Okay? Real JavaScript functions are written in this way. Okay? In this way. Function. Okay? Function. Then the function name, whatever the parameters you want to pass, then return. You return something. Is this clear? So a JavaScript function is defined with the function keyword, followed by the name of that function, then followed by the parenthesis. Then in the parenthesis, what will be writing? Parameters.
Parameters.
Okay? Parameters. We'll pass the parameters. Function names can contain letters, digits, underscores, and dollar signs. So you know how to declare a variable now? Can a variable contain spaces at the rate? No, no. Variable names. So same concept. The name, this name should definitely be like a combination of this one, letters, digits, underscores, and dollar signs. Okay, so this all is here, like same with respect to the variable. In any language, this is common variable, but like apart from like other languages don't support dollar sign generally, but we have a way for the support of dollar sign. Okay, for variable as well as for function name.
No, then what is the difference between this one and that function?
Yeah, this function, okay, this function is a part of a class. Okay, you can call like this. Suppose there is another method method 1, let's say. Now we can call this method inside this method. Okay, then what you will be writing? This dot
Handle.
handle click. That means this this dot handle click. That means this handle click method is there na. This is not public one. You can't use it anywhere else. Okay, this is specifically written inside a special class. Okay, which is a extension, which is an inherited class. Inherited means like a child class, we'll assume for now. So from the global class, this is the main class. To write any LWC element and any LWC like a program, you have to, we'll be writing like this only na. You remember in any of the method, I mean any of the example, we have written in this way only. So
Yeah.
this is a class, standard class given to us from the Salesforce. And we are extending that class and creating a new class. Okay. Then inside this class, we are creating a properties and like methods. Okay. Methods. Now you can call like this dot handle click. Like this, we'll be calling. Okay. Means this belong, you can't call directly handle click. Even
Yeah.
if it calls, it will function sometimes because we have that features enabled for the LWC, but this is the appropriate way. But saying that, see, do you remember? If I call like this, did it function? No, no. Did it function
No.
rightly? No. So
No.
we have tried that one. So that's why we use this dot, means to tell that this dot message. If the message is written here only, let message, then no need na. So this is local, that is global kind of. Okay, global, and it belongs to the class. That's why this class, this class data I want to handle here. We'll understand the class concept little later, but try to understand. Okay, little what is the basic difference? These functions are like this function, they will be functioning in the same way. But how do you call them? What are its properties? What is its specifications is different. Again, inside that the logic is same. Whatever you want to write, you can write it there. Okay, but the way you write is different. Clear?
Yeah. No.
Now let me. So this is script. Actually, if you are purely from HTML background, this you will understand. In the HTML, this one you know, H1. This one you know now. So instead of a HTML tag, what we'll be using? We are using like templates here for our LWC. Okay. But rest all the things are same now. See paragraph. We have lightning. Why you can't say lightning in the HTML? Because lightning is not specific to HTML. So lightning is specific to what? Salesforce, LWC. Yeah, Lightning, LWC, Lightning Web Components. So these are LWC related. So, but basically the standard HTML looks like this. If you see in any of the websites, the standard HTML looks like this. Okay, generally. So, this is header tag. So you can see the header, then paragraph, then again one more paragraph. Okay. For the paragraphs, we have something called as ID. These all known it for you right now. We need them, but not right now. So this function I have written. Okay, this function I have written, and I am calling that function. Do you see here? I am calling that function. I am calling that function. This function I am calling, and the result I am storing it what? At where? At which place? In this
inner
paragraph.
HTML.
So what is this one is? Okay, before understanding this example, I need to tell you a small topic. Just a minute. This is a page which opens for us, na? Like for any website there will be a page. This you know, na? For any website there will be a page. Okay, there will be a page like this page. It will be opening. So this one, whatever the things you see here, na, those are like combinedly written in a one single page. Okay, combinedly written in one single page. Same like we do a components, na? So this is one component, this is one component, this is one component. We have headers, then they have footer. So like this, they have multiple things written in one single website. Now there is one more like a minute thing to be talking to be discussed in this website's concept is not only the components. Components, what are those components are made of? See what we call them. See, this is one single component. What we call them? This one. What we call them? Come on. What we call them?
Attributes.
No.
Sorry.
Tags.
In web page we call it as attribute.
No. Not even there. What is this one? What is this fourth line is called?
Tags.
Binding the tag. It's a tag, right?
Yeah, this is a tag. This is a tag. So what is this entirely called as?
Paragraph.
Property tag, which is used for binding the properties.
What is this one? I don't have any binding now. What is this one?
Heading.
Heading. What is that? Akhil, what is this? You know this very well. Try to.
Header tag, like,
Header tag, opening tag, closing tag.
Yes.
Do I say
Yeah.
the sixth line is a H1 here, open tag, H1 closing tag? No, no. What we
No.
call them? H1? Hey, basic.
HTML
Heading one.
Elements.
elements. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Elements. Everything. This is opening is different, closing is different. The combinedly forms the element. Elements put together forms the page. Okay, page or a document. We say document. Okay. Element, paragraph element, H1 element. So like that we say elements. Why we don't call this as element? Because these are like standard components. Okay, standard components. Button, standard component given for us from the LWC, Salesforce. So these are different. But these all put together form a LWC component. Similarly, if you go here for this example, yeah, this is a H1 element. Okay, this is element, and someone told this as attribute. This is attribute ID. You see now, this is attribute, not that one. Complete thing is attribute. Okay, this one attribute, this one attribute, this one if you can call it as event, but this is attribute. Label attribute, title attribute, which is a part of the element, which is not the element itself. Okay, this is a opening tag, this is a closing tag. Okay, the terminology is very important, because if you say after going there change the H1 tag, so it will be a big issue. Okay, elements, and this complete, okay, this complete thing we call it as a document. What we call it as a document. See, this complete thing is a HTML document. So whatever we are seeing here is, it's a document. Okay, document combined with objects, then we call them as a document object model. DOM. DOM. Okay, document object model. So what is this document object consists of? Now tell me. It's
elements.
Elements. Okay, elements. Okay, now DOM structure, to understand we need a special class for that, so we will be having that class little later, but try to understand now. So every element is part of what? A document. Okay, now if you remember, we have written something like this: event. Okay, then here event dot target dot label or value we have written. Do you remember?
Yes.
So what I am telling, this events where it happened, that element you get. Target is what? Target is nothing but element. This you remember. So suppose if I write like this, handle case. So this element, this complete thing, element or component here in LWC. So that complete thing you get it here, and from that you fetch the attribute value. Okay. Value. So similarly, we have a way to get any element in the JavaScript. Okay, document. But instead of writing event, we write what? Document. Documents get element by ID. So for everything we have something, a special attribute. What is that one? ID attribute. Okay, which one? Now ID attribute. So if I say document, from this document, okay, this is the document, complete thing, which is a combination of different elements. Okay, now from this document you get element which have a ID demo. Okay, demo. Then change the content. Inner HTML means what? This one. Okay, whatever I haven't written here, but this is called inner HTML. This is called total HTML. This is called inner HTML. The body or the content inside a element. That one you put it as a result. So whatever you get here, that you put it here. Suppose let's say we don't have the parameters for now. So here in this example, they haven't written JavaScript separate and HTML separate. Inside the HTML only, we have a way to write a JavaScript like this. Okay, script. You see the script now. So this script is nothing but it's a JavaScript. Okay, it's a JavaScript. So whatever we are writing, it's a part of JavaScript. So let's write this function now inside JavaScript. This is actual function. A traditional function, we say a general way of writing a function. Function, my function. Then let's write something. Message equals to welcome. Then let's close this message. Then return. When whoever calls this message, then I want to return. What I want to return? The message. Okay. Now let me call that. Okay. Calling means what? Let me leave this one. What is meant by calling? Calling in the sense you are invoking. Remember very clearly this terminology. Function call means you invoke that function, means you trigger that function. Okay, you trigger that function. See, how do you call this function in the LWC? Come on, when this function will be called? Manoj?
Using
By clicking event.
on click.
Yeah,
On click event.
On click event on a button, this function will be invoked, called, triggered. Okay. So similarly, here we don't have a button. Here we don't have a button. LWC button you don't have. This is a traditional HTML. Here also we'll be having buttons, but for now we don't have a button. So we have to call it somehow. We have to call it somehow. So we can call not only the HTML, in the JavaScript itself we can call it. Okay, there is a way to call it. How do we call it? Like this. Function name. What is the function name? My function. Okay, my function. Then you have to call. Call means parenthesis you have to use. So here what happened? This function is called. What happened? This function is called now. This function is called. But what this function is doing?
Showing message. Returning
message. It returning message. It is like a forming. It is creating a message in this line and it is sending back us the message. Okay. Now this message, whatever it is returned, we have to collect now. See, suppose let's say A equals to 5, B equals to 10, then C equals to A plus B. See, this is a basic example. This all you know. Every time we do this example. So what does this mean? 5, 10 is two variables. You add them and the result, whatever the result you get, that result you store it in the C. This is the meaning. So similarly, now I have written a function. That function is performing certain action. Now I am calling that function. So that function performing certain action and returning some data for us. That data I need to collect now. How do you collect? Now this is string now. This is string. So I can collect in the in the JavaScript, we can use let or where. So let result equal to my function. So what will be in the result now?
message.
So what message? Hi, welcome message will be in the result now. That result, I will put it. This one, target dot get element by ID, then in the HTML. Means this targets, but how do the JavaScript know I have to take this element only?
By passing element ID.
Yes. So
attribute.
this ID attribute, I know. That's why I'm telling you copy. You call that. You take that element, and in that element you put this message. This is simple thing. Take this element and put a content into that. Okay. Result. That result I am passing there. Clear?
Here.
Okay. This all is not needed. Let me remove this one. So it won't be confusing. There are other ways also, but this is a basic way, a starting way of writing a function, calling a function, utilizing the data from the function. Okay? Okay? Clear? Not clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Okay. Good. Neha, Bhavani, Varshit?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So this is a basic way of declaring a function or defining a function. We said defining or declaring a function, calling the function, invoking the function. So this is normal. Whatever the data you got, that I am using here. Okay. Let me run it. Hi, welcome. Do I have a welcome here? No, no. But what happened? Why? How this welcome is displayed now? Something happened. Okay, something happened here. When JavaScript runs, something is happening. Then JavaScript is calling this method, whatever written inside the JavaScript only, and utilizing here. Now I can write like this also. No? So what happens? I am calling the function, but I mean, do I utilizing the data from the function here? No, no. So what it will be displaying here? Come on, what it will be displaying here? Well, hi, welcome, or the Kalyan.
Hi, welcome.
Kalyan.
Yeah.
Kalyan.
Why hi, welcome? Like, see, just let's understand now. Okay. See, this is a function. Okay, this is a function. Now we are calling the function here in this line. We are calling the function and storing the value inside the result. Okay, but that result now I'm not showing in the
Utilizing.
paragraph.
Okay.
Probably is it clear now?
Yeah.
Because see, document. This document means this entire this document. In this
Actually,
document.
I haven't seen that element tag. P tag.
Oh, okay. So this is clear now.
Yes, clear.
So Kalyan will be displayed. Now, even though you call, but it won't display. Okay, because you are not utilizing it. Now, let us enhance this function little more. Okay, little more. Now we'll write one more function. Function get area. Get area. Then in this area, what I will do is I will pass width and width and height or breadth. So then what it will do is area, sorry, let area equals to see this all length and breadth. Okay, length comma breadth equals to area. Okay, so length then breadth, it will form the data here. Now what I want that data to be taken. I want that data to be taken. How can I take that? I mean, how I can take back the data? You have to use return. Return is mandatory if you want to return something. If I want to perform some action here, no problem. I can perform, but okay. Now return area. Okay, return area. That area returned, I'll collect here. Let area result area equal to, now what I should do? Name of the function, get area, then what are these one? What are these now? What are these?
Parameters.
Parameters. Now I have to pass arguments. Okay, I have to pass arguments now. See, whatever the method takes, a function takes, those are called as parameters. But whatever we pass while calling the function, those are called as arguments. Okay, argument 5,
Area.
6. So 5 is an argument which is passed to length parameter. 6 is a parameter which is passed to the breadth. Okay, so whatever the data we have, that is passed to this one and this one. Okay, these are called arguments, then these are called parameters. Okay, these are part of function invoking, function calling. These are part of function definition, function declaration. Okay, now rest all the things same. Whenever this function is called, it will do certain actions, it will return certain data. That data you collect, and that data you show in any of the paragraph element or any of the element. Now I will take one more element here. Paragraph. Let's say the ID will have the ID as ID equals to let's say area. Then we'll close this. Then see, well, simply I'm giving spaces. No use of giving the spaces here, but for our understanding, I'm giving the spaces. Okay, this is clear. Now we have to write how from this document. Okay, from this document, get element by ID whose ID is area. Okay, or area element. Let's say area E. I'll change in the top also. Okay, dot inner HTML. Inner HTML is the content. Inner HTML, you change it to whatever the result I got here. Clear now for everyone? This is the area element. Okay, a paragraph element with area ID. Okay, then I have a function which calculates the area based upon the length and breadth we passed as arguments for these parameters. Then it returns the area. Then that area I am collecting, okay, in the result area. Then that result area, okay, I'm using that to create the content of the element, paragraph element whose ID is area E. Clear now?
Yeah, no, clear.
Now, this should be very clear. Okay. Don't mistakenly use parameters as arguments or arguments as parameters, because terminology, as I said, terminology is very important. Okay. Now I can, someone, any question?
No, no, clear.
No.
Chandana?
It's clear.
So this is about the function. I mean, not complete about function. This is a basic way of writing the function. Now, do I have a limit now? Do I have a limit now to like limit the number of functions that are, I mean, number of parameters that are being passed? Do I have a limit? No, I
No.
can pass.
No, sir.
I can pass. Okay. Length, breadth, height, area in cubic meters, I can get it. Okay. So this is up to me. So whatever the number of parameters you are taking here, that many number of what here? What we call? That many number of? What are
Arguments.
these? Arguments needs to be passed to this function while calling that function. Okay. Now a little question, a small question. Okay. So we have a length, breadth, height, GST height. This is a little mass now. In mass, you have two things. For anything, any room, we have area, okay, ground area. Then we have something called as volume. Na?
Yeah.
What is the formula for volume?
LBH.
Length into breadth into height. Okay. LBH, here we use star as a like a notation for the multiplication. Area is nothing, just we have seen here, length into breadth. Okay. Length into breadth or length into height we do. So for here we are doing L into B. Huh? Now, okay. Now let us calculate the volume also here. Let us calculate the volume also here. Volume. So sorry. Let's volume. Okay. Instead of let, I'm using var now. I'm started using var. We'll try to understand why I'm using var, but just okay. Var. Here also var. Sorry. Var. Now, so volume equal to length into breadth into height. Okay, length into breadth into height. Now this is okay. So volume is calculated. Now, how do I pass it and how do I collect it now here? The question comes here. I have area, I have volume. How do I collect it here? See, passing is okay. Length, breadth is done. Then I will pass the height as 10 feet. Okay, this is okay. Passing the arguments is okay. Taking the arguments is okay. Calculating or logic building is okay. How do you return now? How do you return? This is important. Nah? See, you calculate and keep it there. There is no use. You have to return the data, whatever we ask for. Then I'll ask like this. So we'll change the name also. Get area volume. Okay, area volume. Now we'll change this name here. But if I ask here, what I will get it? I get only area. I can't pass like this. I can't, never. Okay. I can't pass like this. Now we can't do like this now. Do you remember the arrays? Probably this topic is not done for you, but the arrays, but I'll explain here now. What is the basic
Okay.
thing we need to understand? I'll explain you here.
Okay.
Now, area or volume, what I do, instead of writing this way, let us just go back to our arrays. Let us just go back to our arrays. Those arrays, like this. Array is a like a consecutive memory location which hold some data. Okay, which hold some data. Now this array, okay, this array will be having what? Indices, na? Indexes. Index. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. Now this one, okay, in this one, if I say apple, then I say banana, say some kiwi. Now this is the array. This is the array. We call this as an array. Okay. In this array, okay, in this array, what we have, what is like what we have, elements we have in this array. See, these elements are different. These elements are different. Don't get them combined. So we have elements inside the array. Okay. These elements have addresses or indexes. We say 0, 1, 2. Let's say the array name is fruits, where fruit, okay, for you ideas, fruits equal to, this is how we'll write, okay, apple, then banana, then kiwi. Kiwi. Now, okay, now fruits, okay, fruits of 0th element. If I want to print it, console dot log. So what I'm asking, from these fruits, I want to print the, okay, I want to print the data, okay, I want to print the data at location 0, na? This is the meaning, na? At index 0. Prolika, this is okay for you now?
Yes, yes.
So this is an array which contains some elements. Every element has some address or index. It starts from 0 and it goes on. Then we can declare in JavaScript, we can declare the array this way. A variable fruits, which is the name of this fruits, I mean the name of this array. Then inside to declare the values, to define the values inside that array, we say apple, banana, and kiwi. Okay. Now, if you want to print something from this, so instead of writing fruits, if you write fruits, now the complete this all three things will be printed. But I want to print only one thing, apple. So I give the location. If I want to print kiwi, so what I should do give here now? Come on, what I should give here? Anyone? What I should give here? If I want
2.
kiwi,
2.
fruits of 2. Yes or no? Now this is how the array works. This is like again simple recap of the arrays. Now we use that concept here. Okay, we use that concept here. Now let me write here. Instead of passing this way, what I do is area comma volume I will pass. So what this function is returning? Now if I say what this function is returning,
Area and volume.
area and the volume. Okay, area and the volume, it is returning. Now how this is returned? As a single variable or single element or an array with multiple elements?
Array with multiple elements.
Yes. So now can I write here, once this is called, okay, once this is called, I get the answer in the result area. Okay, I get the result area and volume. Result area, volume. Let's say, means I'm getting both now. If I call here this function by passing these three elements, I'm getting both now. those both I am collecting in a one single variable result array volume. This is nothing but this is now similar to what? Fruits, na? Fruits. Fruits also contain 3 elements. Now result area volume contain how many elements?
3. 3.
Huh? 3. Yeah. Where is 3? Where are 3?
Yes.
Pravalika, Bhavani, Neha.
2. 2.
2. 2. What are those 2?
Area and volume.
So we get a area and we get volume inside this result area volume. Okay. Now what I do now, where area equals to, okay, area equals to, then mute yourself, Manoj. So area equal to, from the result area volume, get the 0th element, which is the area for us. Okay. Now similarly, volume equals to from the result area volume. Volume is at which location? At which index?
1.
1. So we use 1. Yeah. So the other thing is same. Get element by the area. So I'll create a volume here. So again, once again, I'll create one more element here. I mean one more document dot get element by ID. Then I'll pass the Windows V. Yeah, I use this one, volume E element, and in that here I store the area. Here I display or store the volume. Now one function calculating 2 different things and returning 2 different values in one single array, and that array I am fetching as a single element or single entity. Then from that I am dividing or I am fetching the each values, each element, which is the first one is area, then the second one is volume. Same like the arrays concept which we are seeing here. Okay. Now let's see what it prints. Got it? Clear? See, we got the
Yeah, no.
answers. So this is how a traditional JavaScript will work inside the traditional HTML. This we are not talking about LWC, because LWC, whatever we are writing, these are not normal functions. These are the methods inside the class. So I can't teach you the methods concept directly here. So that's why I have to go back to the basic traditional HTML. Then I have to write a script element inside a script body. Okay, script inside this JavaScript part. I have written a special JavaScript, which is a traditional, the basic JavaScript, and I have shown you the examples. Okay. Now, 1 second. This can't be saved, so let me send it into the WhatsApp. Okay, clear now? So now shall we go to another way of writing the method, or you need You need someone to share the screen and practice once this thing. Is anyone ready to share your screen? Just it takes 5 minutes. Okay, we have already the content. Varshit, can you say share your screen, or you have a background noise? Varshit,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now. So
Yeah,
can you share your
I can
screen?
share. Yeah.
Yes. Let me stop sharing. I do not see the screen. Can anyone see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, no, we can.
Okay. Oh. Open W3 Schools. Yeah. Open that. Now let's create a function. Okay. Let's create a function which checks the even number. Checks for the even number. You'll write function inside a function where the function is ending. Yes. So yeah. Even or odd. Okay. So we'll start using the camel case. Okay. Even O for O is capital, then again one more O is capital. Camel case. Make it soon. Okay. Okay. So take parameters first. Okay. Why two parameters? I want to check one number. I will pass one number to that function. Then that passed parameter. Okay. Whatever the parameter we have written, no? That is even or odd. I have to show it. So what are the steps now? Let's write a pseudocode first. Okay. Let's write a pseudocode. Just pseudocode in the steps. So what are those? First, create a function. Then take a parameter. Then create one message. Yes or no? We have to create a message. Let message or var message. Then in the if else statement, what you have to write? If okay, you have to write the logic. If this is true, okay, whatever checks for the even or odd, then message equal to this is something whatever even or even. Then again else message equals to odd. Then return that message. Simple. Okay, write it now. Take one. Yeah. Let's use var. Okay, let us use where. Go on, Chandana. Is it right? What we have to write it here?
The parameter is divided by 2 equal to 0.
Okay, what parameter?
P1.
Yes.
P1.
So, Varshit, concentrate. Before writing something, think. We have time. Okay. So, Varshit, instead of P1, you say number, NUM. So, it won't be confusing for you. Name. Okay, name. So, that number divided by 2. So, before operators, I strongly recommend you give spaces. Name space, percentage space, 2 space, equal to space. Yeah. Then next.
Return even.
No, not return. We have a message. I have a
Oh.
message. So I want to build that message. Then I want to return that message. Okay. Okay. Now close it. Yeah, no, not return, not return. Just to close it. Just close it. Then write the else block. Yeah. Now else message equals to even. Yeah. Hey, this is similar to LWC JavaScript only. Logic building, writing, everything. But the syntaxes are there, na? The syntaxes are little different. Okay, syntaxes. The function syntax. We used to say this dot message. But if it is a local, there also we used to call message only, na? We shouldn't. We will. I mean, we would not used to call this dot message. Okay, so little difference, but everything is same here. So return message. Now, this is called function definition or declaration. Okay. Now I want function to be called. Okay, function to be called. So after the function is defined or declared, down to the bottom, yeah, call that function and store the value in the uh, result check result like that. Let or where. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now call that. Okay. 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 Next. Use that. Show that in the demo element only. Okay, or create one more
Okay.
element.
Should I create one more element?
Yes, create one more element. ID equals to check. Enough, check. Okay. Okay. Run it. Nothing is happening. No? Run it again. Prolika
We didn't write any
or
function.
Neha. 1 second. Prolika or Neha. Where we need correction? Come on. Where in which line? Just tell me the line at least.
Check result should be equal to, we should call the
My function.
function
Yes.
even or odd.
Yeah. 1 second. Varshit, 1 second. Varshit, think. Okay, think. A function is a block. Function is a block. Means it's a separate room. Okay. This is also a separate room. Okay. You have a hall. In your home, you have 2 bedrooms and 1 hall. This bedroom or some study room have a private space. Okay, have a private space. This is particularly to this space only. Whatever you do the things here, na, those things are a part of this room itself or this block, this space. Whatever you do these things, na, these are specifically for this only. But something in the hall or something in the hall is like a public property. You can, as a global property, you can use it. Okay, let's take the example of at least a small example, a washroom. If you have here, only the people sitting here can use that washroom. Only people sitting here can use that washroom. But when it comes to the hall, if you have a separate wash area or washroom or basin, so that is public. Means not public means you can't, the outsiders can't use that one. But at least whoever part of these rooms can use this now. So
Yeah.
now you have written check result now. Check result. These all now outside these spaces. This is one space. This is one room. This is one room. So whatever the data you have in that room now, those are can be used in that room only. Once this room is ended here now, you can't call message. You can't call message here. Okay, you can't call message here because the message is your hall property or your room property.
Room property.
Room property, which is a declared here, which is declared. You see here, which is declared inside the which is declared inside a particular room. So whatever created inside a room, it stays inside a room. It dies inside that room only. It never comes out. Okay, so that's why that is the first error. Now the second error, I told to call the function, invoke the function. I didn't tell you to display some message. Okay, you have to be very clear with the question I have asked for. I told calling the function. A function.
have to pass the argument.
Yeah, we have to pass the argument. That is the second. I'll come to that point. So message. Suppose message is a function name. Did you use like this? No. Yes or no, Varshit? You didn't use this one. So if you don't use this one, that's not calling itself. It's not calling
didn't
only.
assign any number.
Yeah, you didn't assign any number. There's a leavable number. You didn't even specify this one. So that means what? A message you are just calling as a single variable. But a function call means you have to specify this parenthesis. Means that function is being called. Okay. So first the function name should be written here. Then I have to call. The third thing, is the function an empty function or the is that an empty function or does it require any parameter to be taken?
It requires parameter.
Then you have to pass the argument. We haven't passed that argument. Got it? So
Mm.
3 mistakes. You clearly write one by one step. Okay, we have much time. You practice, you listen to the class. Again, once again, the recording I will be sending to you. So you practice.
Oh.
So local, this is called local. Now, whatever written there dies there itself. Okay, it won't come out. If you want to make that come out and you want to utilize the properties written here and the outer space in the hall, whatever in our example, then those things are need to be global. Okay, not local. So we'll come to those things little later, but try to understand. It created here, it dies here. Okay.
Okay.
That's called lifespan. Okay, lifespan of a local variables. Now write it even or odd 3. Now execute. You got the answer?
Yeah.
So this is an odd number. Watch one 3, not 12. Okay, 3. 12 is this one. This one. 12 is about this one. So we are not talking about this one. This is the one which we are talking. So this is odd. Okay. Clear for everyone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, so I'll give certain tasks for you on this. You do practice. So for today, you practice in this only. Okay, you practice in this only. Next class we'll be starting Visual Studio Code. After the Visual Studio Code is started, we won't use W3 schools. We don't use Lightning, whatever you are using, Lightning Studio. This all will not be using. From this week itself, from the next class itself, we'll start using Visual Studio Code, which is the official way of writing the Salesforce code or program, mainly the LWC programs or JavaScript related programs or our programs in a Salesforce environment. Okay. If you don't know Visual Studio Code, then no job for you. That is the importance of Visual Studio Code. Every developer writes their code in the Visual Studio Code only. But to make things a little easier, easier to understand in the starting, we have used the Lightning Studio and these W3 schools. Okay. But from next class, Visual Studio Code. Everyone should download 3 things. I'll send a little video. Okay. There we have the steps written to do the installation of Visual Studio Code and setup of the Salesforce CLI. Okay. That things I'll be sharing to you. You follow that and install those things. Okay. And we need Java for that. 4 GB of RAM is mandatory. Okay. 4 GB of RAM. Windows version can be anything. Mac version can be anything. But 4 GB of RAM is mandatory. For Mac, we have 8 GB, right? Jitendra, you have 8 GB now, I think. So that's enough for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
So these all things are needed from next class, Visual Studio Code. So from there onwards, we'll develop everything in Visual Studio Code as a project. Now coming back to this JavaScript. So this is about the function, the introduction about the function. There are more ways of writing the function. We'll see them in the next class. Then again, we'll go back to the class and object concept. Okay. Now, okay, it's been 1.5 hours. If you have the patience to listen to the class admin concept, then I will have it for half an hour from 9 to 9:30. Is that okay, or do you want me to continue the next class for
Yeah.
the
Okay.
03 batch? Raise your hand at least if you want to have the admin class. If not, we can have it later. It's been 1.5 hours already, no? Just want. Okay, no one else. It's okay. Happy Sankranti for everyone. Tomorrow no class. On Wednesday,
Happy Sankranti.
Wednesday again we will be having the class. Okay. Wednesday, like 7 itself will start the class. 7 to 8 will be JavaScript. JavaScript will be little extended from today. So 7 to 8:30 maybe, because it's mandatory one. And for both of the students from Manoj batch and Varshit batch, we will be starting little about the AI. Okay, we'll have little about the AI. That will be from the next week, because Manoj, you have some few more concepts now, advanced Apex concept that will complete in this weekend, and we'll start this AI concepts. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And 8:30 to 9:30 or 8 to 9:30 admin class will be for 03 batch. This is the schedule for the Wednesday. Then we have the class on Thursday, Friday also, Saturday. This Saturday, Sunday, we don't have like extra classes for 03 batch, and no test as well. We have written a test to yesterday itself. So again, after 15 days. But keep practicing. I'll share a blog on this concepts. You do practice. Varshit, you practice
Okay.
a lot.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, no, bye.